This mic's going over here. I know, I've already, we've talked about it with the guy upstairs. and go to the weather. Well, I saw your mom, but I didn't see. And Jean's. Good Shabbos, everybody. We're just going to wait for Ken to come back, and then we can get started. We're going to start on page 2, and I'm going to call Janet up so that she can light the candles.
Maybe not.
Oh, you're going to probably have to put the hands in front of it. Okay, hold on. Well, it's wind. Not you, it's in the wrong.
O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and into our lives. Bless all who enter this sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who house us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Thank you. We'll turn to page 6, and we'll be reading at the top of the page together. We enter this sanctuary to welcome Shabbat. Within these walls, we sit surrounded by numberless generations. Our ancestors built the synagogue as a visible sign of God's presence in their midst. Throughout our long history and our endless wanderings, it has endured, a beacon of truth, love, and justice for all humanity. Its presence guided our ancestors to lives of righteousness, holding up to them a vision of their truest selves. Now we, in our turn, come into the sanctuary to affirm the sacredness of our lives. May we enter this place in peace. May holiness wrap around us as we cross its threshold. Weariness, doubt, the flaws within our human hearts, the harshness of the weak, let these drop away at the door. In the brightness of Shabbat, let peace settle upon us as we lift our hearts in prayer. And our opening song will be Shabbat Hamalka on page 10.
Shabbat The sun on the treetops no longer is seen. Come gather to welcome the Sabbath, our Queen. Behold her descending, the holy, the blessed, and with her the angels of peace and of rest. Draw near, and here abide. Draw near, O Sabbath bride. Peace also to you, you angels of peace.
And we will continue on page 27 with the reading in the middle of the page. Teach me, O God, a blessing, a prayer on the mystery of a withered leaf, on ripened fruit so fair, on the freedom to see, to sense, to breathe, to know, to hope, and to despair. Teach my lips a blessing, a hymn of praise at each morning and night. You renew your days, lest my day, the one before, lest routine set my ways. Please rise for the Baruch Hu on page 28.
Baruch Hu et Adonai hamevorach. Baruch Adonai hamevorach leolam va'ed.
You may be seated. And we will continue in the middle of the page on page 30. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzvaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'ma'ariv aravim. We will continue on page 32 with the Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Amcha ahavta. Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta, Otanu limadeta. Al ken Adonai Eloheinu b'shochbenu, uvkumenu nasiach behukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, uv'mitzvotecha leolam va'ed. Ki hem chayenu, ve'orek yameinu, uvahem nege yomam v'layla, nege yomam v'layla. Va'ahavatcha al tasir, mimenu le'olamin, Baruch Ohev Amo Yisrael.
And we will continue together in the middle of that same page. Everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Please rise for the Shema on the next page.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
You may be seated, and we'll continue again on the next page.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך, ובישעריך. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
We will continue on page 39 with the reading in the middle of the page. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love. From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear. Keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed, let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea. Angela will continue at the top of page 40.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה. מלכותך ראו בניך
with the English below. Who is like you, O God, among the gods that are worshipped? Who is like you, majestic in holiness, awesome in splendor, working wonders? Your children witnessed your sovereignty, the sea splitting before Moses and Miriam. This is our God, they cried. Adonai will reign forever and ever. Thus it is said, Adonai redeemed Jacob from a hand stronger than his own. Praised are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Goal Yisrael. Angela will continue on the next page.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Ushmor tzeitenu, L'chaim u'shalom me'ata v'ad olam. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim.
And we will continue together at the top of page 43. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom, aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim. Angela will continue on page 44.
Yismechu v'malchutecha, shomerei, shomerei, shomerei Shabbat, v'korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malchutecha, shomerei, shomerei, shomerei Shabbat, v'korei oneg Shabbat. Mekadesh Shvi Shabbat, Kulam Yisbehu v'yitangu mituvecha Shabbat. Yismechu v'malchutecha, shomerei, shomerei, shomerei Shabbat, v'korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malchutecha, shomerei, shomerei, shomerei Shabbat, v'korei oneg Shabbat. V'hashvi'i ratzita bo v'kidashto Shabbat. Chemdat yamim oto karata Shabbat. Yismechu v'malchutecha, shomerei, shomerei, shomerei Shabbat, v'korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malchutecha, shomerei, shomerei, shomerei Shabbat, v'korei oneg Shabbat. Zecher l'maaseh v'reshit Shabbat. Zecher l'maaseh v'reshit Shabbat. Yismechu v'malchutecha, shomerei, shomerei, shomerei Shabbat, v'korei oneg Shabbat. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת, בקוראי עונג שבת.
Please rise for the Amida, starting on page 46. And as the ark is opened, and remain standing until we finish the Amida.
Adonai sefatai tiftachu v'yagidei latecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Bekonei Hakol, Bezocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, Umevig Ula Livnei V'nehem, Le'ma'an Shemo V'Ahava, Melech Ozer Umoshia Umagin, Baruch atah Adonai, Magin Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol atah Rav Lehoshia, Mechakel Chayim Bechesed, Mechayeh HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Nuflim Verofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Ba'al Gevurot, Umido Melach, Melech Memit Umechaye, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah lechayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, v'kadoshim b'chol yom yahalalucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
You may be seated. And we're going to turn to page 54 and read at the bottom of that page. Our God and God of our ancestors, be pleased with our rest. Sanctify us with your mitzvot and grant us a share in your Torah. Satisfy us with your goodness and gladden us with your salvation. Purify our hearts to serve you in truth. In your gracious love, Adonai our God, grant as our heritage your holy Shabbat. The Israel who sanctifies your name may rest on it. Praise to you, Adonai, who sanctifies Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai, Mikadesh HaShabbat. And we'll continue on page 57, in the middle of the page. You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai, she'odaha levadaha v'yira na'avod. We'll continue with Sholem Rav on page 60.
Shalom Rav. Nasim Leolam.
And we will continue on page 62 with the reading in the middle of the page. My God, guard my speech from evil and my lips from deception. Before those who slander me, I will hold my tongue. I will practice humility. Open my heart to your Torah, that I may pursue your mitzvot. As for all who think evil of me, cancel their designs and frustrate their schemes. Act for your own sake, for the sake of your power, for the sake of your holiness, for the sake of your Torah, so that your loved ones may be rescued. Save with your power and answer me.
Yihyul ratzon imrefi. Yihyul ratzon imrefi. V'hagyun libi lefanecha. Adonai tzuri v'go'ali. Oh, may the words of my mouth, the meditation of my heart be acceptable before you, O God, my rock and my redeemer. Oh, say shalom b'mromav. Huya say shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'imru, ve'imru. Amen.
And now we're going to do the Mishabera on page 253. Before we sing that prayer, I'll wave my hand across the congregation, and if you have a name that you want to say for someone who needs healing, whether it's physically or mentally or whatever, please say their names. Okay.
Mi sheberach avoteinu makor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu makor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Before I do a Devar Torah, I want to call Rita Davis up because I am so glad that she's in services tonight, and she's been through some health issues, and I would like her with us to bench Gomel with her. So look at the bottom of page 253, and it's a Thanksgiving blessing.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shemalenu kol tov. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who has bestowed every goodness upon us.
Amen. May the one who has bestowed goodness upon us continue to bestow every goodness upon us forever and upon Rita.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So when Ken asked me to do services tonight, at first I said, well, I don't have time to do a sermon, but maybe I'll just read from the Torah, the English version of the Torah, because growing up in Tyler, in a conservative congregation, on Friday night we always just waited till Saturday morning to read the Torah in Hebrew, but at the Reformed congregation they had Bibles for everybody, and so the rabbi would read the English Torah portion every Friday night. So I was going to do that, but then the conservative congregation sent me its weekly email, and they used Torah Sparks to tell the people a little bit something about the Torah portion, and I thought, well, Torah Sparks is a little more interesting because all of us, I think, in this room, except Jerry, okay, have left their home to someplace else, okay? And the Torah portion this week is Chaya Sarah, and it starts off talking about Sarah's passed away and Abraham needs a place to bury her, and he pays for the cave in order to do that, so she would have a burial place. But then it goes on to talk about how Abraham sends his servant out to find a wife for Isaac, and how she has to leave her home to go to a place that she's never been before with strange people. And since we've all experienced that, because I came to Beaumont, that wasn't where I was from, and many of you have come from other places, I thought you'd find this interesting. So this is written by Beck Stern Rosenblatt. Don't know who that is, but thank you, Mr. Rosenblatt, or Ms. Rosenblatt. Rebecca loves and is loved something fierce. Everyone who knows her adores her and respects her, yet she will choose to leave her family twice over, choose to step out of love into the unknown. First in this parsha, she chooses to follow a man she does not know to a place she has only heard of, leaving behind her family and her life. Next week, she will send her beloved son away, dissolving the new family she has formed. In both cases, Rebecca does what needs to be done. She leaves to form new lives. She sends away in order to preserve life. Rebecca learns both the anguish of leaving home and the anguish of sending away her child to protect him. Rebecca's parting from her parents and brother is one of the most beautiful moments in the Torah. It is infused with courage and hope. After as many days of delaying as they manage, after putting off the moment of separation, the time to leave finally arrives. Her mother and brother want to keep her, saying, "Let her stay with us a few more days, maybe 10 days, and then she can go." But the time for departure has arrived, and Rebecca makes the choice to leave. They ask her, "Will you go with this man?" And she replies, "Alech, I will go." As hard as it is for her family to let her leave, they do. They keep a brave face and wish her luck and love. Their final words to her are a blessing. Sister of ours, may you become thousands of myriads, and may your seed possess the gate of those who hate them. Rebecca is called not to battle, but to marriage. Still, as she goes off, her family wishes for her security, the ability to keep herself and the children they hope she will have safe. They also have no doubt that there will be those who hate her descendants. They cannot bless her with everlasting peace. These people who have to send their child away know that someday she too may have to send her child away. They bless her with success, and they remind her that they love her, that she will always be their sister. Rebekah's journey west to Canaan mirrors Abraham's initial journey in Lech Lecha. She too chooses to lech, which means to go. Abraham will be the father of many. Rebekah too is blessed with innumerable descendants. Rebekah and Abraham both converse with God. Both express their fear over acquiring children. But unlike Rebekah, Abraham is not sent out with love. Abraham's initial departure from his family is not recorded in the Torah. We get no words of promise, no overwhelming outpouring of love from his parents and siblings as he leaves them. Later, rabbinic midrash takes this a step further and imagines that his family is angry with him, that his family even harbors murderous thoughts towards him. Abraham repeats his behavior when he becomes a parent. When it comes time for him to send out Isaac, to let Isaac have his own Lech Lecha moment, Abraham can't do it. He does not know how to send forth his child with love, to trust that the time has come for his child to take care of him. He has bound Isaac so tightly to him. Instead, he sends out his servant, making him promise not to take Isaac with him no matter what. In other words, in the portion it says, go find my son a bride, but don't take him with you. Isaac won't get a chance to grow up, to prove himself, to enter into adulthood in the company of his father. Instead, Isaac got the Akedah and then was homebound. Rebekah, however, will mirror her family's behavior when she becomes a parent. Though it breaks her heart, she will send her son on his own Lech Lecha journey back to Haran, back to her own family. She will wish him well, surround him with her love and her promise. Jacob will go and he will succeed. He will struggle, but he will carry on that promise and pass on that love when he too must send his children away from home down to Egypt. There has never been a time when we haven't had to leave our parents, when we haven't had to send our children away. As Milcah and Laban sent Rebekah with love and courage, as Rebekah sent Jacob, so too do we send ours with blessing, with hope, and with breaking hearts. Any announcements, President?
Let me start by thanking you. Thank you very much. That was nice. Thank you. Angela and Dwight, thank you very much. Thank you, Laura and Jean Thomas, for being hostesses. Appreciate that. Happy birthdays to Arlene Myers, Sam Rutman, and Mindy Eisen. Shabbat services next week will be Bruce. If you look at the bottom there, Christmas Day, Soup Kitchen, some other place. I've been doing that. Mike Getz and I have been a couple times together. It's a very rewarding thing to go and pass out food to people that are really struggling in life on Christmas time. So if you've never done it, I'd urge you to do it. It's a very gratifying thing to do. Shabbat Shalom.
Please rise for the Olenu on page 282.
Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon ha'kol, לתת גדולה על יוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, בגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
You may be seated. And we're going to turn to page 293. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors, hold on, I lost my page. Those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and the loss of life. We mark the yahrzeits of Ruth S. Bruckner, Rose Krasnow, Nathan Goldstein, Evan Roscoe Hawes, Rebecca Hirsch, Ludwig Bayer, Molly Vaxler, David Shapiro, David Farrow, Abraham Franklin, Mabel G. Krager, and Samuel Sosner. No. And we remember Israelis of all genders and ages, including members of the Israeli Defense Force who have died since October 7th, 2023, as well as people of Gaza. Please rise for the Kaddish on page 294. Yiskadal v'yiskadash shemei rabbah, v'yamad divrach hirusei v'yamlich malchusei, v'hayechon uv'yomechon uv'hayedecha beis Yisrael, ba'gala v'zman karim v'yamru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mavarach le'olam me'amaya. Yisbarach v'yishtabach v'yisba'ar v'yisraman v'yisnaseh. V'yisadar v'yisaleh v'yisalal shemei kedusha b'rechu. La'ela min kol birchasa v'shirasa. Tushbachasa v'nechemasa. Da'amiram v'yamam v'yamru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya. V'hayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yamru amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yamru amen. You may be seated, and our closing hymn is Ein Keloheinu on page 322.
Ein Keloheinu, ein Kadolenu, ein Kamalkeinu, ein Kevoshienu, mi Keloheinu, mi Kadolenu, mi Kamalkeinu, mi Kevoshienu.
May you all stay dry this weekend. May you all have a wonderful Shabbat, and may you all have a peaceful week. Shabbat Shalom.